Gamers, what's good? Yeah, I am so excited to talk to you today about my favorite grifter. As a large man who loves to work out and has had to deal with people like this in, you know, all different forms his entire life, I hate this guy. I'll say it. I hate this guy. I hate this guy so much. Yeah, we're going to talk about the part where he went off the deep end and decided to stalk Joe Rogan and threaten him with gun violence explicitly. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't usually care too much about Secret Lair stuff. My main magic thing I'm excited for is next week is the banned list, and I'm excited to see. Hopefully they ban like 5 cards. I'm really hoping they take a heavy hand to it. But hey everybody, if you aren't aware, welcome on in. You made it for Content Farm Friday. Yeah, Couple Stiltskin. That's kind of like part of the reason I like talking about Liver King is there are a lot of like very close to my road divergences, which I think are just genuinely very funny. Every time I read about them, I'm like, damn, I was that close, huh? Yeah, so shall we go ahead and get started? I think it's about that time. I've posted on Blue Sky. I believe I am live on YouTube. I am live on Twitch. I think we're all good. All right. Hey everybody, welcome in. Hi, I'm Ty Tuesday, and I'm here today to talk to you about my favorite guy. Like, if we were to make up guys to get mad at, I think he's my favorite. As somebody who does, you know, a lot of stuff in the exercise space, I'm not a fitness influencer, but like I work out a lot. I did a stream where I played Ring Fit Adventure for 12 hours with 70 pounds on me. We'll touch on that later. But yeah, like I know about it. I know about what's achievable. And I see guys like this who claim this is achievable without any, what we'll refer to as gear. For anyone who's unfamiliar, gear is the commonly used term for PEDs. So things like steroids or other things to help you restore and recover, things of this nature. But yeah, welcome in. This is Brian Michael Johnson, aka the Liver King, baby. And yeah, just I wanted to make sure that everyone knew I used the Google Slides wedding template because I had to pick one, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll start with wedding. Yeah, so this guy claimed he wasn't juicing. This guy claimed he wasn't. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Unbelievable. The reddest man. So yeah, let's go ahead and walk through the story a little bit here, a little bit of a timeline to catch you up pretty quickly. Thank you for the resub, Wild Antics S, and thank you everybody for the resubs. Apologies if I missed some. So starting off, Brian scoops up a biochem degree from Texas Tech and then pursues a job as a pharmaceutical rep. I worked with pharmaceutical reps a whole lot when I was a medical engineer for Johnson & Johnson because I made medical devices. So like they were selling my shit. That being said, there are a few medical reps that I have a lot of respect for, but I would definitely say they are in the minority. I will say at best, as charitably as possible, they are definitely in the minority. There is an inherent quality to any pharmaceutical rep that is, you are injecting capitalism into medicine and you are there purely as a vector of capitalism to really make medicine as expensive as fucking possible. Yeah, I can't believe sales reps would be largely unethical. Yo, congratulations on having a birthday. Happy birthday. Yeah, no problem. Thank you for the donation. Not surprising to me that this guy was a pharmaceutical rep, and a pharmaceutical rep who is willing to do anything for what they claim is success.
But tomorrow is my birthday.
So you'll see that.
Fun streams.
You'll see that a lot of him being willing to throw away everything for money. And this is a big part of it. So in 2020 or so, rebranded as the Liver King and started pushing the 9 ancestral tenets and making a lot of social media impact to sell supplements. I have no opinion on the supplements because I haven't researched them or like done lab tests on them or whatever, because I don't generally try to buy a $100 pack of electrolytes, but I guess I'm built different. After that, went into 2022 where it was leaked that he was taking $11,000 of PEDs every month, essentially just instant killing the entire brand on the spot. More or less decided to had been promoting like, oh, you can live like this if you eat all the liver, if you eat all the organs, if you eat bull testicles or whatever, you can be impossibly naturally strong like me. Or if that's too gross, I do sell these little tablets that have pure liver essence in them. How about that? PEDs is performance enhancing drugs. In general, a good thing to be aware of, at least in American English. I'm not sure if this is universal. When someone says PEDs, they are talking explicitly about the banned shit. They're not talking about like creatine, which is like totally fine, that kind of thing. They're talking about like steroids, which, just to be clear, a lot of people don't fully understand why we have to ban steroids and PEDs, things of this nature. It's because if someone is allowed to use them, then everyone to compete with them also has to use them. And more importantly, they have huge long-term, seriously detrimental effects on your health and your well-being. To put it as lightly as possible, and we'll touch on this in the future again, steroids will kill you. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. If you don't stop steroids, they will kill you. If you're lucky, they'll kill just you. If you're unlucky, you'll kill people around you too. So don't fucking use steroids. I will harp on this multiple times. There was a period where we were doing a little better and a lot of social media folks were like being open about the problems they had because of taking PEDs. But recently I've seen a bit of an uptick of people being like, actually, I feel super like alpha and Chad mode whenever I take trenbolone. And that's no good, man. Okay, so after he has had his full crash out from being fully busted, which we'll talk about the emails. I'll show the email on screen because of course I will. I love that stuff. In December 1st, 2022, made an apology video, which we will, of course, watch, where he claims he's doing it for men's health. It's pretty insane. Claims he's going to go natty. I'll let you be the judge. And then, like 2 days ago, arrested for going on absolutely unhinged rants, threatening Joe Rogan's life. But also, there's a fun little twist where it sounds like he really wants to get choked out by Joe Rogan, no homo. I don't remember if I have any clips for this, but like, not even kidding, there are multiple times in his video where he's talking about how he wants to fight Joe Rogan, which we'll get to. But he's like, and if it goes out, I hope I'm choked out by Joe Rogan. That would be a dream to me. And it's like, what? Huh? Back on the fact that we are on the weddings slide. It feels weird to have stock images of random people in your wedding slideshow, right? That's bizarre. Just some random person's shoes you don't know. I feel like that's strange. So anyway, Brian claims he was a runt in school and he was a big old nerd and all that kind of shit. That's one of those totally unverifiable things. So like, who give a crap? Maybe, man. I don't know. Frankly, I don't care. I don't believe it personally because he went into being a pharmaceutical rep and he has a lot of like photos of himself allegedly being ripped in high school. And that's not enough time for that turnabout, I think. I was a wimp before Anchor Arms, for sure. And also, just a little fun side note, in the documentary, he does make the claim that the first time he ever had an orgasm was while doing a bench press, which frankly would be pretty wild and is pretty wild, but it's extra funny when you consider it's just him ripping off Arnold Schwarzenegger in one of the most, if not the most famous line in Pumping Iron, which is unbelievable. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger saying, "Oh, I'm not lifting and I'm calming and it feels so good. It's like I'm lifting and I just keep calming." Like that is one of the most, if not the most famous Arnold Schwarzenegger quotes like of all time. It's so goddamn funny. And yeah, I'll just say up front, weird, not a normal response to lifting. If it works for you and you can get Arnold level jacked because lifting just feels like nothing for you, God bless, man. I wish that was me. It doesn't feel like that to me. It feels bad. It hurts like a lot. It hurts like a lot. But yeah, just wanted to throw that little note in there. So, early on, Liver King was very bombastic on social media. Unfortunate camera placement. I did not mean to put myself in the pile of a body weight and testicles. But a lot of videos of eating gross stuff, shooting food, doing stupid looking lifts, shit like that, which... as somebody who, you know, is a big red bearded guy who ate weird food sometimes on the internet, yeah, man, I get it. As someone who worked in the medical engineering field and got disillusioned with it and became a content creator, yeah, man, I get it. it's like, I kind of, you know, it's a big deal. But yeah, I just wanted to pull up a couple examples of some of his early. I don't know if these are early, but just like an idea of what he does without being too gross. So. Get up here?
Because it's my Sunday rest day, so I did my simulated successful hunt.
We will talk about the simulated successful hunt soon. It is, to me, maybe the cutest thing of all of the Liver King nonsense is the simulated hunt, or as I like to refer to it, role-playing workouts, which frankly, I think could be a good time. Maybe there should be an industry of role-play workouts. Like, I don't know, man, if there was a gym that's like, today you have to fight a dragon, and I was like doing lifts that were like swinging a big log or something, I'd be into that. Yeah, I'm in there. Yeah, the trend tan. Again, as a man who is naturally always on the verge of turning red normally, this fellow makes me feel so much better. I feel white as the driven goddamn snow when I'm on the same screen as this clown.
Bottle push-ups, several sets. So here's what Liver King is gonna break his fast with. Got a couple of cheese beef burgers.
He pushes Tabata push-ups. He pushes a lot of high-intensity interval training stuff, which, for anyone who doesn't know, high-intensity interval training has just been shown to not actually be, like, much better than steady-state cardio at all. Like, the idea that you keep burning more calories afterwards, more from high-intensity interval training than steady-state cardio has just been proven not to be true over and over in multiple trials. It sucks ass, but running's the best thing. That's probably why it sucks the most fucking ass. You know, one of those things. It's okay though. Just get into like doing a little bit of jogging or a little walking up a big hill, or like there's all sorts of other stuff. But yeah, it's one of those cases of like, yeah, and it's still fine. Like high intensity interval training is like still pretty good. Doing anything is good, right? But it's not like some magical thing where you can magically get 50 minutes of cardio in 15 minutes. Regrettably, that just doesn't exist. If it did, people wouldn't be running anymore.
Some beef meatballs, more chicken Alfredo.
Oh God, we're gonna hit the more so many times. Yo, Jordan, thanks for the raid. We're doing a fun little presentation about a guy I hate a lot.
Without the pasta business. We got some bone marrow. We got some fries. Does it look familiar?
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like high intensity interval training is just being shown to be like the same as running.
Oh, I bet it does, because we had a lot of this throughout the week. Waste.
And yo, thank you for the bits.
Food? I think not. Here's what Liver King's having for dinner. As I break my fast, I'm going to be nourished with my family. I'm going to be
And we're going to talk about this fella's fasting habits too.
Nourished with no.
But yeah, welcome in early. All you've missed, folks who just got here. Let me just catch you up on the timeline. We're talking about slideshow mode, please. We're talking about the Liver King, who was a pharmaceutical rep, who then graduated, rebranded as the Liver King, became a big fitness influencer man. Largely did it by eating a bunch of gross stuff and all sorts of weird shit, and publishing a lot of very nonsensical things. Here's another great example of him just eating some organs.
Delicious.
Oh, I didn't even notice this was in frame. Sick. This is a little spoiler for later, but you see that bar? You see the bar next to his, I guess, broken arm that says liver bar king?
Some people like fat rolls. I get down on the meat rolls, you know.
No, man.
Not nearly as good as the heart.
Also, I'll just say it, you can eat a lot of meats raw. It is almost unilaterally worse for you and really unsafe.
But we have shredded beef, yeah.
So yeah, a lot of stuff like this, a lot of running around in the woods, shredding foods, doing stupid
This is what Liver
workouts.
King is having for
Look how red this man is! Look how red this man is!
dinner. I got a beef sashimi platter right here. All different cuts of beef.
So yeah, a lot of shit like this, eating his own body weight and testicles, etc., etc. But let's get to the big event here. This is going to be a big majority of the presentation, most likely. But this is the 9 ancestral tenets, which are the main things he was preaching, on top of selling supplements, which I'm sure will not come up ever again. I promise. Right hand. No, it's gonna happen. It's gonna keep happening. So if you rate them on first blush and being normal, let me. Oh, I gotta get the Ace Attorney music back in. Sleep. Oh no, how do I go back one? Shit, one sec. I'm so bad at using slides. Oh brother. Okay, there we go. So I will say. Is it backspace? Great. Okay, I will say sleeping kicks ass, man. I agree. Sleeping is like so key to any fitness routine. The nice thing is it's like a synergistic feedback loop where if you work out a whole bunch, you will need to like sleep more, right? It's like this nice synergistic thing. I love it. It's really good. Eating kicks ass. Everybody's got to do it, man. I will say a big part of my fitness working out better for me was learning to cook foods that were healthy, protein rich, had some fats in them, and were delicious. I think a lot of people forget about the delicious part. It's way easier to stick to a diet if you like genuinely like the food you're eating. It makes life so much smoother. I tried to do the rice, broccoli shit nonstop. No dice, no thank you. And then yeah, I think it's probably good. Bond. It's good to talk to a friend now and again. I think that's pretty irrefutable. I think society would agree. It's good to bond with others. That's a good thing. Move. Yeah, working out is pretty important. I don't think it's like something that I would, pressure someone into doing nonstop if it was like, unless they really needed to, right? But in general, I think it's good. I think it's a good idea, even if you're not super athletic, to like go for like a big walk up a hill or a big bike ride or a swim or like a little bit of a jog or something. I think you benefit a lot of people. Cold. I'm a big boy, brother. I'm a little furnace. I love the cold. Put me in there was a period in time where the academy I was going to tried to do events to like talk about racial prejudices and stuff, which is like good. The thing was they like had to come up with stereotypes that like weren't offensive to use as examples, to which I might say, come up with a plan that doesn't require you to use examples. But the one they always used for white people, which was so funny to me, and I will always remember it vividly, is white people don't wear coats. Which as soon as someone said that to me, I was like, damn, man, yeah, I don't wear coats. I go so far out of my way to not wear coats. That's so true. That's me. I'm absolutely like Johnny doesn't wear coats. Yeah, man. That was one of them where I was just like, yeah, they got me. Yeah, So I'm pretty into that. I like the cold in general. Yeah, I'm not, man's not cold. And then let's get into the what does he mean by this tier, where we have things like shield. I mean, it's a pretty good spell. I think if I ran into this rune in like Hades, I'd be like, tight. I love to get a little shield on a day, a little survivability, that's great. But I don't know what exactly that means. Connect, I'll tell you, I was immediately concerned by the downwards pointing arrow with connect because I think I know what that means. And absolutely not, fight and the sun. The only thing I'm interested in is fighting the sun. If I can bring that MFer down for real for the final time, life's gonna be on easy street for your boy. All right, so now let's dig deeper on these and like evaluate them. Cause that was based on like the single word and the funny rune, which, I have a feeling is how deep most people who report on these go. Not me. So, sleep. Getting morning sun exposure at the same time, yeah, like maybe. That's one of those things that it's like, yeah, it probably doesn't hurt. Finish your last meal 3 to 4 hours before bedtime. Yeah, in general, you want to only eat like 2 or 3 hours before bedtime. It's a little bit dependent on like how your day has been, if you've worked out a ton, that kind of thing. But in general, yeah, you want to not eat like a ton of food before bedtime, especially if it's like super calorically rich. You can absolutely give yourself like acid reflux and shit. And then immediately, earthing. Tips to help with earthing. Use grounding sheets. Well, if it isn't affiliate links, my old fucking nemesis. And you bet your ass it's affiliate links, brother. It absolutely is affiliate links. For anyone who isn't familiar with earthing, earthing is the belief that walking without shoes or socks on outside cures everything. And I do mean like everything. Like they really do say it's everything. But of course, that's inconvenient. That's not actually comfortable. What do you mean I have to go outside and sleep on the ground? That's crazy. Well, don't worry. We have grounding sheets. It's the same. It magically transmutes you sitting on top of the mat to you sitting on the earth. Electrons. I don't know, man. That's one of them that's just like, if you like walking around outside barefoot, like you like walking on a beach or like walking through a meadow or whatever, be my guest. Don't say it reduces inflammation. I'll kill you. Like, stop saying it reduces inflammation. I beg. Use an EMF meter to make sure there are no electrical fields. Turn off the Wi-Fi at night. Put your phone in airplane mode and make sure there are no electronics near you. Like, I think it's a good idea to, like, turn off electronics and stuff before you go to bed or put it in, like, do not disturb. Because I think it is important to have a time where you're allowed to rest and you don't, like, check a work email passively or something like that. I think that's pretty important. That being said, I don't think the 5G is gonna kill your balls. I don't think the 5G is, I think it's the steroids. So your sleep temperature should be between 64 and 68 degrees. That's like a little bit on the low side, but that actually is backed by papers and research. So I'll give it up. It's a little too low, I think. I think it's actually supposed to be like 65 to 69 or whatever, but sure, and maybe just adjusted it up by one so it didn't hit the papers or something. But yeah, that one is actually a little backed by science. Good on you. Hey, that's 1 out of like 100. Use blackout curtains and blackout blinds. Room needs to be pitch black. No battery lights, no night lights, nothing. Yeah, in general, it's good to be asleep in the dark. People are better at sleeping at night. Use Himalayan salt lamps. Nope. Nothing. Wear UVEX safety goggles at least 2 hours before going to bed. Well, if it isn't fucking affiliate links. Shut your mouth and breathe through your nose. You want to buy some strips? You want to buy some strips that you tape over your mouth? They're called fucking hostage tape. Isn't that deranged? In case you were wondering, almost every study that's been done on forcing human beings to breathe one way or another, including the very common one that I remember being taught constantly as a kid, of breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, and it's like the highest oxygen you can get in while you're working out. That's bullshit. The human body is actually like wicked good at breathing, it turns out. Like, you do it in your sleep, if you can believe that. You just do it. Unbelievably good at breathing. If there's anything we do that's good, it's breathing. And yeah, if you need to force yourself to if you're having trouble sleeping at night because of like pressure or, you know, stuff like that, get a sleep clinic and get a CPAP machine, because that's a life-threatening condition. I'll talk about it a little bit at the end, but that actually is one of the #1 killers of like extreme bodybuilders right now, is they have so overdone their organs and their abdominal muscles and all this stuff, that they give themselves really bad sleep apnea, but they think since they have 7% body fat, like it won't affect them. It will, it turns out. We've had like 2 or 3 in the last couple of years that died to sleep apnea. So like, careful, careful on that. Sleep on the floor like our tribe does. Why? Our bodies were never meant to be in a cast courtesy of your bed all night. Okay, that's a pretty cool, not study or reason. Just, you weren't supposed to be in a bed. That's not a reason, bro. And then try to sleep concoction, 30 minutes. So this one's funny to me, because not only is it well, if it is an affiliate links, my old rival, it's also him accidentally slipping into farm rep mode and being like, oh, okay, well, here's some stuff you can get. Here's the grams for it and all that. You know, it's one of those things of like, he like pushes the all natural lifestyle so much, and then he's like, yeah, you should take some magnesium 3 and 8. And it's like, okay, dude, like, I agree with the magnesium part probably, but like trying to push that you're like this big natural man who loves to eat balls like Mr. T, it's not compatible. And yeah, let's get to eat. Okay, so eat starts out okay. Start by dropping processed foods. Yeah, that's probably okay. Seed oil impact is pretty fucking overblown, is the main thing. That's super overblown. That's RFK shit. Liquid calories, which, yeah, I agree. If you're drinking like 2 to 7 Cokes a day, that's no good. That's empty calories that you're not getting a lot out of. So probably work on, that's just like you're having way too many carbs in a day, right? Incorporating whole foods, sure. Like what does whole foods mean? Sure, I guess. But especially liver, bone marrow, heart and bone broth, and mature-rich foods like egg. You'll be surprised how much energy, vitality, and primal purpose you regain. I will say eating right makes you feel a lot better. If you haven't eaten like really right and like locked in and eaten correctly for like a full month in a while, give it a shot. You do feel better. That being said, it's not because the mTOR, it's not because of the magical liver juice, it's not because of any of that shit. Just like watch your macronutrients and like don't eat too much. You'll feel better. Yeah, it's like so easy. And yeah, go super RFK core. And then this is the thing that actually pisses me off is can't figure out how to heal and be healthy. Consider a 5-day water fast. So I have to assume that the idea here is present them with something that most people just can't do. You can live for like 2 weeks without food, to be clear. Like the average person can survive a shockingly long time without food. No, a water fast is only drinking water, to be clear. Yeah, it's only drink water. But also, if you've ever done a fast like that, it's brutal. Like the first day or two is like okay, but day 5+, dude, you're like delirious and all that shit. So I have to assume, based on the fact that he's a farm rep doing medical sales, he proposes this as the catch-all solution so that someone will try it, get to like hour 30, 40 and feel fucking miserable and feel like there's no way I can do 5 days of this shit, right? And then they come back and go, oh, I guess I'll try the supplement. I guess I will spend, $70. And it probably is worth it. But yeah, telling an unhealthy person to do a 5-day water fast with no guidance or medical professionals is like reckless at best, is how I would describe it. Pretty dangerous if you're not like a professional of some degree. And yeah, so let's talk about what supplements they recommend. I love this OS they put at the top. I love this. I'm living for this because this is the most marketing motherfucker shit. To be clear, Liver King and Tribe prioritize fundamentals like liver and bone marrow and nutrient-dense nose-to-tail diet. As the name infers, supplements should only be used as a secondary means to enhance a nutrient-rich diet. Supplementation can help with sleep and metabolic function and be leveraged for targeted support. So they say the correct thing for 1 second, but the thing you always have to remember is the cover he's using is like, you should have to eat raw bull nuts. Like, that's the thing, right? That's the alternative he's giving you. He's not giving you something like reasonable that a person would do. He's like, time to start chugging bull nuts, big boy, that or you're never going to be ripped in your life. Yeah, nose to tail, as in eating every single part of the animal, all that. Why beef specifically? Cow big. That's my guess. Cow big. That are like beef delicious. That's the other thing. Beef is really fucking tasty. But yeah, then they've got a whole bunch of affiliate links because of course they do. We've got ancestral supplements, ancestral supplemental minerals, including electrolytes and a mineral complex. The Fittest, a whole feast protein, vitamin D3. Get this from adequate sun exposure. And then another affiliate link to glasses that will magically make you immune to the sun. Move! I didn't even want to, I'm not even willing to put Move on screen because it's fucking stupid. It's an absolutely unbelievable workout routine that the only way you could respect someone to reasonably stick to it is if they were on PEDs. If anything, it should be one of those tells to anyone that like, oh, this guy's taking PEDs is, working out 11 times a week. And as like a regular thing, including having rest days where he still does a workout. PEDs are performance enhancing drugs. So like steroids and other drugs of that class that people take to get a physiological advantage, usually at great detriment to their own physical and mental health in the long term. One of the big reasons we ban them is because it gives you incredible short-term gains, but then it kills you. And it's a bad look for a sports association to get into stuff that kills their athletes really fast. And as soon as one person starts getting away with it, then everyone has to do them to keep up with that person, right? That's the big thing. As soon as one player is using steroids, everyone has to use steroids or you are behind them. And yeah, it creates an arms race. You run into situations like you die. Sorry, I think my camera got confused for a second. What's going on? Oh, hello? There we go. Okay, I think the light may have been too bright for a second. But yeah, so he is absolutely working out too much. You can work up to a pretty high load, but telling people to work out 11 times a week, including full lifts, often twice a day with 1 rep maximum work, is just a bad idea. For anyone who doesn't know, 1 rep max workouts, what that means in the lifting world is lifting as much as you can 1 time. It's a good way to test and benchmark yourself occasionally. But generally it's pretty well understood and pretty well researched that like 1 rep maxes should probably not be a fundamental core of your workout structure. Like they are inherently quite dangerous. You're going to get a lot less overall muscle fatigue. It's much better to get to the point where you have like 1 or 2 reps in reserve and then go with that. I would much rather see somebody who lifts a weight, 12 times, but then can't lift at number 13 versus someone who lifts it 1 time and calls it a day, right? Yeah, 1 rep maxes, they're just like not super, you can't burn yourself out as clean as you can with other stuff. Again, they're good for benchmarking, right? And that's about it, and for competition. But they're also just very dangerous because you do have to work with such high loads. Like, remember, when we're talking about 1 rep maxes with a guy of this size and of this type, we're talking well over 600 pounds on shit. Like, this is coming from me, who has 500 pounds on some lifts, 4 reps. 1 rep maxes are like huge. If we're talking about squats with a guy that size, we're pushing into probably like 700-800, you know, like if he's really forcing it and really working out and really taking those PEDs, like it seems like he is. Like, it's a lot of weight, man. So like, failure state, even if you have like safety rails on, like 700 to 800 pounds goes sideways, you can fuck yourself up really bad, man. So I also just don't believe this, for what it's worth. I just don't believe his workout routine even a little bit. But yeah, working out that much, that consistently, that constantly, tearing your body apart that much, you would need 1 in 100 million genetics. And to prove my point, he doesn't. To prove my point that it takes 1 in 100 million genetics that this man does not have, he's taking insane amounts of PEDs. All right, Shield. Okay, Shield time. We finally got here. It's EMF shit. It's stupid EMF shit. Of course, it's stupid EMF shit. Instead of running from lions, nowadays we run from seed oils, excessive Wi-Fi, EMFs, and man-made poisons. Yeah, I don't care if there's electronic ghosts in your house. Fuck off. For instance, instead of avoiding your off-gassing furniture and toxic flame-retardant mattress, get some houseplants in each room and soak up toxins and produce fresh air. I mean, maybe like check out a little bit of, you know, plants. Plants are cool, but oh man, the off-gassing furniture and the EMF lions, it's so good. But I wanted to take an extra second because when I was doing my research, this line made me laugh so hard. Do you drink alcohol? Straight for the ethanol, baby! Like, Liver King goes straight for the ethanol and drinks Everclear. Ancestral living has to be practical or it doesn't work. However, if you can become more robust, if you can build biological resilience so that you can better withstand dangers, poisons, and toxins, there's nothing wrong with a little alcohol from time to time, especially if it's done right. It's clear the benefits of sensible indulgence outweigh the drawbacks. An interlude with a good drink, a bottle of wine, or a bottle of Everclear can deepen. So yeah, little Ty Tuesday backstory. When I first got out of college and I started working for Johnson & Johnson as a medical engineer, I was fairly depressed at one point because I was living in a very old town without a lot of friends and without a lot going on. Streaming helped me a lot with that. Before I got into streaming, though, I got into a thing that I was pretty into in college, which was drinking too much. And yeah, I will say, anyone who tells you Everclear is like the smart move, is wrong. They're fucking wrong. Everclear is like dangerous shit, man. Only time in my life I remember like truly being like, wow, if I ever do this again, it's over, was, drinking like a bottle of Mountain Dew down to the top of the label, putting Everclear in it, and then putting a bunch of like Kool-Aid mix in it and just drinking the entire thing in one sitting. I threw up so much, my bathroom looked like just a crime scene for like a day or two as I cleaned it up. So what I'm saying is like, probably don't do Everclear as a straight drink or a chaser. There's not like some incredible upside to it. I think I cut it off of the clips here, but he does also claim that part of the reason he drinks Everclear is so that he does not have hangovers. Again, as somebody who was this close to alcoholism, who drank some Everclear too much, not true, not fucking true, not fucking true, not fucking true. You get just as bad of a hangover with Everclear as you do with everything else. That's bullshit. It is, the alcohol is what causes it, bro. Like, So for those of you who don't know, ethanol goes through a pretty specific chain of like chemical breakdown, right? And part of it, as your body is breaking it down, is an awful poison that just kind of sits in you and makes you feel very bad until you get it out of you. That's from the ethanol. It's the alcohol. I don't know what you think is gonna like. I don't understand what you think. Everclear, by the way, is just like pure alcohol. Like, so alcohol is rated by proof, right? And like a 100 proof alcohol would be 50% alcohol by volume, right? Everclear was often at 190 to 195 proof, which meant almost pure just alcohol. So like a single shot of Everclear would be the equivalent to usually like 2.5 shots of another hard liquor. It's like heavy. It's a lot. It's not a thing you should really drink on its own ever, frankly, in my opinion. I just do not think it's a good idea. Yeah, it's the stuff you make other stuff with. Yeah. Okay, so back to Connect. I was excited. We're back at Connect, baby. It's gonna be about going shoeless Joe Jackson 25-8, isn't it? Because it's got an arrow pointed to the ground and it says Connect, and he sold grounding mats. Yep. And this comes with all of the classic unverifiable and unverified benefits, all that classic stuff. It fixes your inflammation. It makes you hornier. Your humors are great. It gives you the alpha male ultimate master antioxidant, and it protects you from EMF. That's the stuff, baby. That's all it is. And he even talks about like, oh, it seems a little inconvenient to do it all the time. And yeah, you know, it's another one of those, just like, hopefully it blocks the 5G too. Cold. It's time to talk about cold. Put that face in ice, you stupid ass. We've seen a resurgence of these recently with like, who's it? Ashton Hall, I want to say, is the influencer who went through his morning routine, which is like, obviously insane and for social media. But he repeatedly puts his face in ice water. So I will say cold plunges are a lot of fun. If you're with a big group and you're raising money for charity and it's like outside of a bar and there's ambulances and EMTs nearby to help out if there's problems, check them out, man. Polar plunges are a blast. I think they're a real fun time. I love them bad boys. They're great. That being said, they do not, they don't make you harden. If you hard, then you hard. Yeah, these people try to push the mammalian dive reflex as something that like upgrades your immune system, and this was a new one to me. I haven't seen this in a fucking minute. Increasing glutathione, our master antioxidant. I had never heard master antioxidant before, and I love it. It is incredible. This is the best one. All those other antioxidants you're focusing on, garbage. They're bull crap. This, king shit. This is the real antioxidant for the real alpha men. And yeah, I'll say cold showers are nice, and getting cold faster after a big steady state cardio session feels pretty good. A lot of the evidence for cold shower stuff is just like super touch and go at best, but like, I don't know, I recommend it. It feels nice after a workout. A lot of times I'll like start with a hot shower and then just make it really cold for the last bit of it, and then, be cooled off and clean. It's nice, but I don't think it's gonna make you harder. All right. The sun is just more supplements. It's just more supplements we're selling. It's just more goddamn supplements. Why should I focus on vitamin A, D, and K? Well, they cooperate not only with each other, but with minerals like magnesium and zinc. Okay, there's not like a lot of reasoning for this. This is just one of those you should be outside in the sun and it magically will make you healthier. The thing guys always forget about this is like, if you're just outside and you're not protected, it's like not good for you. Like having a little bit of sun is nice, but like if you're not sunscreening up and shit, it's like not good for you, man. It's like, yeah, it's skin cancer, bro. And then, okay, fight, which in a surprising turn of events is like kind of okay. It's like kind of shockingly all right. It's mostly about challenging yourself and like taking on new exciting challenges that are different every day, which is like, hey, that's pretty cool. That's fine. He does mention that he does a little jujitsu with his family, but most of this is actually not about combat sports. It's about just challenging yourself and trying stuff. Now, I wanted to highlight the simulating hunts because I think they're very funny. I think this is legitimately very cute in a way that only a big beefy man doing big beefy meaty man things can be adorable. You feel me? Yo, thank you for the big miss. Oh, nice, yeah. Take a drink right here.
It's go out for you.
Absolutely, just get in the tub. So simulated hunts are role-playing workouts, which I think is very adorable. When our ancestors broke their periods of famine with something of substantial nourishment, it required a successful hunt. Hunting required real effort. To simulate heavy effort, you can do something of a substantial struggle in a condensed time frame, like Tabata push-ups, complete sprints, heavy carries, and kettlebell swings, which are just kind of like generically okay full body workout stuff. To conclude a simulated hunt, you can carry a heavy sandbag over your shoulders to replicate a carcass carry. So the thing that's so funny about this to me is this last line in particular of to conclude a simulated hunt, you can carry a heavy sandbag over your shoulders to replicate a carcass carry. So there's a comic, an old web comic called Achewood, and there was a single chapter of Achewood where one of the guys prototyped a belt that you would like put around your waist and then it would like stick out, and it was like wrapped in aluminum foil to hold your cell phone, with the idea of being it needed to protect their dick from the 5G or whatever, the 3G, whatever it was at the time. And then it turned out that like having an artificial weight hanging off the front of you like made your brain think you had a like huge dong, and it made you act all fucking crazy and started and started making you just go hyper masculine and shit. And then this workout is working on the same principle. Like it really is. It's like, yeah, just carry a big bag over your shoulder and immediately your body will be like, oh, I just killed a mammoth.
Ты сманяйся, пint. И год Маккинни Сталин будь танк статичный, ты туплоки упинилость 120 килограмм.
Oh, it's so funny. I need a magnum lift from a magnum dong. But yeah, I just think this is very cute and very funny. Thank you, Chocolate Dave, for the bits. And then Bond. Okay, it's good to talk to a friend. This is fine. This is just you should connect with family in your community, which like, yeah, probably. That's probably good. Yeah. I do want to highlight this sweet marketing dodge, though. When asked, do you believe in religion? He says, no, but yes, all of them, which is like my favorite move. It's like the ultimate, I'm not touching this shit move. It's so good. A lot of people ask about my beliefs or religious affiliation. This is what I believe. We're all one people. We're all our animal brethren, breathe the same air. We drink from the same body of water, and we share the same life-giving sun, and force all nourishes strikingly similar DNA. I believe my fellow man is my brother, and my fellow woman is my sister. I believe that's our ability to deeply love, bond, nurture, and share the success of the hunt that we have become the very humans that we are today. I believe that all this is possible because of a greater, higher power, which is absolutely the most just like, they're gonna hit you for believing in God. Oh, but they need you to believe in God. Like it's the most beautiful like dodge back and forth. And then yeah, it turns out the real higher power is performance enhancing drugs. So another couple highlights on his own webpage, because of course he has a webpage. What are you, stupid? Of course he has a webpage. You know his ass has got a bar. I didn't even realize it was in that video earlier, so I'm pogging about that. New bar discovered. So on the eat page, you know his ass has got a bar, and there's 3 recipes on the eat page. One is an Everclear and lemon juice cocktail that's literally like Everclear, lemon juice, a little bit of salt, and like I can't remember something else. It's like such a bad recipe. And then what is essentially a bar with yogurt and maple syrup. And then the last one is this like huge like 10-step thing requiring all of these like super exotic ingredients, like specific branded proteins and types of tallow and all that. And then it literally says underneath it, oh, but we made it for you. And then it links to a place where you can buy their bars. Isn't that convenient? You could deal with making all this, or yeah, give me a little money. So the move page as well, you know his ass is selling product over here too, right? He's definitely selling product over here. First of all, whoop, the Barbarian. This is my favorite way he sells things. The Sacred Rite of Passage, aka the Liver King Barbarian, marches every man's birthright. Men do love to be carrying too many shopping bags at once, am I right, ladies? Like, is that what we mean here? You know men love picking up 7 grocery bags in one hand and being like, I got it. It does feel good. I'm saying this. It's my birthright. It's my unequivocal favorite workout and the greatest gift that you can give to someone else. So now it's a thing you can buy for someone as a gift. Isn't that wonderful? And yeah, so what it is it's a farmer carry, which is like a pretty good workout in moderation. Like I think doing a couple farmer's carries now and again is pretty good. That's where you just hold a couple of heavy kettlebells in either arm and you try and like maintain a little bit of flexion in your elbows. But yeah, it's like a pretty good workout. It forces you to engage your core a lot. It's pretty good for like grip as well. Things of that nature. But he also promotes putting too much shit on you while you do it, which too much shit on you training, or like, you know, weighted vests, weighting ankles, weighted bracelets, all that stuff. It's pretty bad. Like most of the evidence and the research on it is you are much better off just using a weight, adjusting the weights correctly and doing them as you need them. Like putting extra stuff, it tends to be either it's too light and it's just not giving you much benefit whatsoever, or since it is at such an odd position and you're moving it so much, it's just a little bit too high of a risk on your joints for not really much benefit. It's just one of those things where it's like not particularly useful for human physiology. And you can take it from me, Ty Tuesday, who played Ring Fit with 70 pounds or so of shit on him for 12 hours. It is a combination of not enough and yeah, my joints were like killing me after that. And yeah, he sells all of it. You can buy the kettlebells here. You can buy the sled here, the weights here, the backpack here, and then walk 1 mile, which is just like not... Walk 1 mile is like just not a great... It's either too much or not enough. Like there's almost no situation where walk 1 mile is good advice. Also, we heard him say it once, but this guy loves going more as like a thing. I don't know. I think it's like a weird, like roar adjacent thing. Who can say? So I wanted to highlight this as well. When he shills that it was just for men's mental health and that men felt inadequate and that's why he had to do it and blah, 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 blah. Here are some articles he has on wisdom. Do you shake hands like a bitch? Come on, man. God, this is the most like Trump shit. I hate this. Whenever I get a handshake, I always like grasp and shake up and down, and that's it, man. Have you ever gotten into a handshake? And this was more from my parents' generation, I think. I saw this all the time, where you go to shake a guy's hand and he immediately tries to like do the arm wrestling, like break your wrist, turn your wrist over thing. And it's like, What? Why are you doing that? Are you stupid? Like, this is we're handshaking. It's a meeting of the minds. Are you dumb? It's not, you're not supposed to break my hand, you fucking idiot. Like, is this your first time doing a handshake, you goddamn moron? Yeah, kids in middle school do that. That's probably where it should end. But yeah, either the weird hard squeeze guys or the like, yeah, turn it over guys. The worst. The worst. Just make sure that they know you're holding it, and then you shake it, and then you let go of it. It's so easy. When I shake the manicured hand of a modern man and feel how smooth, soft, and limp it is, it reveals a core character attribute. If the zombie apocalypse rears its head, I don't want this man in my tribe. Oh, brother. This is the most stupid toxic masculinity shit, too. Because, like, it really is like you have to enforce your toxicity on everyone around you at all times or you're a pussy. And it's just crazy, dude. It's a crazy way to live. Just be nice to people. Just be cool with people. Yeah, or even I would say if there's like a zombie apocalypse, if your plan isn't work with your community and try to band together, you're probably an idiot. Like,
you probably have too high an opinion of yourself.
Yeah, the grip test shake. Yeah. Whenever someone shakes my hand, I grab them back as hard as I can and tell them if they're gonna find love soon. And then this next one is fucking insane. This one is fucking crazy, man. There's no way to sugarcoat this. This article is titled, "You Are Never Enough." And you might think, well, is it a joke? Is it like talking about how expectations put on men are like too much pressure in society and like expecting them to be these like big monstrous physical beings and constantly pushing this as a naturally achievable goal is like making people sick and making people upset and making them awful and yeah, too much expectation. No. Oh God. Oh, you're 6'7". Yep. Yeah. I was one of the bigger kids I was fat, but I was one of the bigger kids in like elementary school and middle school. And I had so many little Napoleon complex motherfuckers who were just like, if I hit the big boy, then everybody else will respect me. And I'm like, I just want to play Pokemon cards, bro. What are we doing here? Why are you punching me, man? But yeah. Masculine excellence always strives. Whoever told you that you're enough was wrong. You're never enough. And the minute you think you are, you coast, you rest, you decay, you die, you suck at life. This is what performance enhancing drugs does to your fucking brain. You feel me? This is what it does. It makes you forget the concept of rest. It truly makes you sick in a wild way. And then he also posts his net worth timeline, which ages 8 to 15. I made $2,000 right out of grade school. He claims this was from being like a candy salesman or something. It's the most dumb fuck grind set shit. $12,000 right out of high school, which he claims he was making as he was through college, which like, sure, man. And then $120,000 out of college, which yeah, you became a pharmaceutical rep who was willing to do anything, including destroying your body and mind. Yeah, I bet you'd make $120K on that. And then he adds, wife and I combined forces earning $500,000, which like, I want to be clear, it's totally fine for the woman to be the breadwinner. I don't give a fuck. It's whatever. Who cares? But when he's selling it as like this, I did everything, I pulled myself up, blah, blah, blah kind of stuff, it is a little funny that his wife was pulling down like 3 times as much. And I do believe the Wikipedia article even like directly states in the gap between him being a pharmaceutical rep and him being a social media influencer, he mostly focused on promoting his wife's dental business, which is like, that's lovely. And then, yeah, officially a millionaire. So again, just when he talks about how there's a lot of pressures on men that are unrealistic and it's driving them to do harmful things to themselves and others, yeah, man, you did. Oh yeah, no, the photos of him with his wife, like he looks like when he was younger, he looks like the secret forgotten member of the band like Lit. Like he's like the secret 7th member of Lit. I have no idea how many members Lit had. And then there's also his media tab. It's almost entirely just where he's appeared on podcasts. It's where he's shown up. It's a lot of, the top one, for example, is Impulsive, the Logan Paul podcast, because of fucking course it is. He thrives on being gross and wild and getting on shitty right-wing grifter podcasts and pushing his grifts and whatnot. This will come up later because, like I said, he is currently, was very recently arrested for threatening Joe Rogan's life and flying to Austin to continue to threaten Joe Rogan's life, allegedly. Yeah, part of that was because he was apparently a big old fan of Joe Rogan, which... fucking surprise, right? And Joe Rogan was like, no, man, you're too much of a freak. Even for my show, you're like too much of a freak. You clearly just want to do it for promotion. Like, you're promoting this stupid shit. It's cringe as hell. And Joe Rogan was like, no, too much for my shit. And that's like, you're too far gone. And I just wanted to also highlight, this thumbnail is still here on his page, the I don't do steroids, which is so funny. So what happened? Let's talk about what our steps are, because we just finished up the Makes Bank era. He lies to a lot of people, he sells a lot of horse shit, and he goes from having a lot of fucking money to having a lot of fucking money, which is classic grifter shit, right? He didn't start at zero, he started at millions. At his own confession, he started at millions. And then, managed to turn it into like $200-300 million, that kind of thing. And then next up, we got the gets caught era. He's about to get fucked. And then we'll talk about what happened today in a minute. This was again from the wedding default. I don't know why they just have like theoretical people who are at my wedding. Did they just like think I'd forget the writer existed, or do you have a reader at your wedding? What is that? Well, either way, these were defaults for the wedding, which is just confusing to me. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know who this Barry Books motherfucker is. Well, anyway, the most obvious PED user in human history was caught using PEDs. What the heck? What the heck? Are you kidding? What the heck? So yeah, it does concern me a little bit that anyone thought this fella could in any universe be natural. Like, if you're under the age of like 15, you're 18. If you're under the age of 18 and you fell for this, don't feel bad. You're at the point in your life where you're still allowed to fall for shit. It's cool. Just realize that you fell for it and then lock in, don't fall for it a second time. Next time this thing happens, you just have the wisdom to not fall for it. So yeah, $11,000 per month. $11,000 per month. $11,000 per month. Also, hey, do you want to know what was another little secret hint that maybe he was actually super fucking juicing? He was a farm rep. Like, if anyone is going to have the hookup on that shit, if anyone's going to have the connections to get like a hormonal specialist and like cutting edge PEDs, it's him. He's got the connection. Yeah, and he has the motive for it, for sure. Steroids can't be that expensive. Yes, especially current top of the line ones with a medical professional who takes blood tests and does review of them with you to make sure your levels are correct. Because again, that is what is required to use PEDs. You know what? I'm not going to say safely, because it's not safely, but it's like you're less likely to explode as fast. That's really what it is. You're paying an extra huge amount of money to make it so you kill yourself a little slower, and that's really it. Yeah. So, I just want to put some images up here and be like, this isn't natural, man. This isn't natural. He's in his fucking 40s. This is not natural. There's no universe where this is natural at the age of 40. I don't care if you're Dwayne the fucking Rock Johnson. I don't care if you're this guy. This is like I am dying levels of performance enhancing drugs. What happened today? Oh, you'll see. But yeah, he looks real red and tanned all the time. It's probably a mixture of like 50% just being out in the sun too much and 50% from trenbolone, which trenbolone and trenbolone abuse is a topic for another day. And it's one that I would love to talk about, largely because like I'm the guy on the other side who refuses to use trenbolone under any circumstances. I refuse to use things that fuck up my organs and change my temper and, you know, make me a worse person just so I can get bigger. And does it mean I have to be excited about, you know, like this? Yeah, absolutely. I'm not gonna look like that. But also, I'm not fucking crazy. But yeah, we'll have another day, I'm sure, about trenbolone abuse. All you need to know about trenbolone is a very modern steroid, and it is way more potent than previous steroids. It's very effective at doing the thing it does. It will promote muscle growth and allow you to recover and work out at absolutely heinous rates at the cost of your real human soul. The closest thing we have to actually losing your soul is probably taking steroids like this. Trenbolone is just so dangerous. It makes you feel crazy too. And it makes you feel crazy in that very dangerous way where it's like a positive feedback loop. So you're convincing yourself it's a good thing as you get more and more manic and more out of control, and you just snowball into this absolutely unprecedented behavior. It's a new level of roid rage too. Yeah, absolutely. Indestructible Cat. It's like so bad. And then I wanted to talk really quickly about, the big tummy thing, because I see this get mentioned a lot, and thank you for the bits. The big tummy is a thing that happens a lot in modern lifting, and it's called Palumboism, or Palumboism, named after God, was it John Palumbo? I have to look it up, but it's something Palumbo. But he was like a very famous lifter who had a really severe case of it, and it is like wild. You know what? Let me find some other ones here. So the big thing about Palumboism, and let me see if I can find a great example of like Big Lenny. I think Big Lenny had the funniest one. Yeah. So if you want to see what I think is like the most extreme case I've ever witnessed of Palumbism, here's a real brutal one. So it's a case of like steroids increase all of your muscle and like cellular mass and stuff, right? It's not just where you target it. That's the big thing. It's not like a magic thing that knows where the sexy muscles are. That's not true. It doesn't do that. And yeah, it causes a huge pooching effect, where you get this like big organ puff out. Also like severe overdevelopment of like certain muscles on your abdomen, stuff like that. And this is, like I said, an insanely pronounced case. This is Lenny, who was like famously had maybe the worst case of Palumbism. And the way that tends to happen, like what the cause is in 99% of cases, is just trying to get too big too fast, using too many drugs, and eating, usually also like eating too much. Because the thing is, like, when you're lifting this much and taking that many steroids, you do need to eat more, but it's so easy to just continue to push it the wrong way. Before we do this, yeah, I wanted to show a video real quick. I almost forgot about this. This is just a little aside. This isn't really related to Liver King. But this video is so funny to me. This is so funny to me. Let me pull it over. This shit cracks me up to the nth degree. So, Arnold Schwarzenegger is famously like a very old school lifting guy, right? Like he's like super into it. It's a really he was like a very old school classical bodybuilder type thing, and this is the classical physique category, which is supposed to be kind of the stuff that like Arnold Schwarzenegger built towards. They're just very super lean, like tiny waist, super small stomach, ripped up, but like all that stuff. Yeah, Mr. Pumping Iron himself. But so one of the things that happens when you get Palumbism, even like a well-managed case, is there is a there is a pose that's like a very classical pose, and whether you think it looks silly or not, be a judge, called the stomach vacuum, where you essentially put your arms up and then you like puff your chest out, flex your pecs as much as you can, and then you try to breathe out and then negative with your mouth closed, like suck in with your mouth fully closed so that it like vacuums in your stomach even more. And it's like a very dramatic look. And it's one of those things that it was a very classical physique pose because it showed like there is nothing but muscle there. And Arnold famously loved vacuum posing, partially because my man hit it better than anyone else. Like, this dude hit a vacuum that went fucking crazy. And so he hates what modern bodybuilding has become, and that it's so aggressively steroid heavy right now, even in his beloved like classical category. So as he was presenting the winner of classical, he did this.
This is my favorite category because, as I told the guys, their posing was so extraordinary. Each one of you posed so well.
Your poses were so
not
good.
Everyone can win. I said that's just the way it is, but I just want to compliment each one of you that it was unbelievable. And the vacuum that you guys did, I've been complaining about it for years.
And you can see this brief moment in the other guy's eyes of, oh no.
The guys are not doing vacuums anymore. Show your vacuum. Go do a vacuum pose. Yeah, let's see a vacuum pose.
So Arnold just immediately is like, hey man, do a vacuum for me, bro. Do a vacuum for me, man. Just hit a fucking vacuum for me. Because Arnold knows this dude cannot do one.
Let's do a vacuum pose. Watch this, guys. See, that's what I'm talking about. Look at
And like, is this guy ripped? Is this like a pretty incredibly impeccable, like built man? Yeah, absolutely. Is this a vacuum pose? No, not even a little bit. Arnold is being so funny here too. You remember Arnold's an actor. So he's like, that's what I'm talking about.
Watch this, guys. See, that's what I'm talking about. Look at this vacuum. Look at this. Unbelievable. Really fantastic. Congratulations.
And let me show you what Arnold Schwarzenegger's vacuum looked like. I just want to give you a full understanding of the difference between what he was asking them to do versus what they did. Great. Let me just pull this over real quick. So this is Arnold doing it to give you an idea. This is what it's supposed to look like when you do it. So this is why Arnold was like cackling at these dudes being unable to do it. Yeah, this is like old school classical physique stuff of like showing off that you're like truly ripped in there. It's like not, this is like a classic like bodybuilding thing, right? But that's why it was so funny when he was like,
see, that's what I'm talking about. Look at his vacuum.
he's roasting him, dude. He's roasting him. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, it's so funny. Arnold just absolutely hates the prevalence of PEDs in the modern working bodybuilding world, which is, that's what I'm talking about. So back to Liver King. Thank you for that brief aside where I appreciate Arnold Schwarzenegger being incredibly funny. So in late 2022, some emails were leaked and then were published by another fitness influencer, More Plates, More Dates. And yeah, he was on a shitload of drugs. Let's talk about this list a little bit. We had a whole bunch of stuff talking. There's like a bunch of back and forths about what their schedule is going to be, how much he's willing to pay, how they'll pay this, that, the other. And then he says, what's a good time and day for a consultation? I live in the Republic of Texas, so I'm CST CDT. This is an absolute priority for me, so I'll cancel almost anything planned to make this happen with you. My preferred times are 7 a.m., 8 a.m., or 9 a.m. on Wednesday. Could easily do 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. I believe that's 7 p.m., 8 p.m., or 9 p.m. Please check my math on that. I'd be happy to compensate for your trouble. I'm facing I'm in the face of several brands, including Ancestral supplements, and I've just hired a team to build the Liver King brand with a goal of 1 million followers by March. I'm pouring ridiculous resources into making this happen, including hosting a video guy that will be living in my guest house and a film crew that will be filming 7 days a month. I have to stay in great fucking shape all year round. Here's a clip of where I'm at currently. I've been working out for 35 years. I know how to eat, train, recover, blah, 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 blah. As I've reached my mid 40s, it's getting harder and the back fat fucking kills me. To support these exhaustive efforts, I've recently started taking Omnitrope, the 5.8 milligram vials from the Empower Pharmacy, $11,000 per month for my new dose, which is 4 vials a week. I don't know this shit is grossly underdosed or what, but I've been taking 2 vials per week and my IGF-1 is only 139. So this is the other thing too. It's so funny seeing him do this big alpha male, like I am the hunter personality, like ran around with dead animal furs on him, you know, is running out in the woods all dirty and shit. And he's pushing this character forward. And then he has, I'm reaching my mid 40s. It's getting harder and the back fat fucking kills me. And it's the most like, bro, you can't be looking like this and worrying about your back fat. You've got really bad dysmorphia, brother. Like you've got really bad. It's at some point, if you're that big, the answer is not get more big. The answer is look inside and see why you think you need to be so big. In this case, it's because he was fucking grifting, right? So like, yeah, absolutely he's gonna do it. Yeah, he's fucking grifting, he's stealing from people. Yeah, absolutely. But here's what I'm currently taking. IGF-1LR, CJC with IMEP, ibutamorin, Omnitrope, Test CYP 0.6cc per week, Deca 0.6cc per week, and Winstrol. My blood sugar every morning, it's around 74, and insulin are great because I'm metabolically fit as fuck, or so I think. Some docs think my insulin is too low, but I think because I'm insulin sensitive because I work out like a maniac. I train twice a day, 6 days a week, and walk 10 to 12 miles on my rest day. Can you help me dial in the PED and growth hormone protocol to maximize results? And yeah, just to be clear here too, when he said the $11,000 a month, that's just for the Omnitrope. That's for 1 out of the 7 parts of this stack. Because here's the thing, this is enough of a steroid stack to like make a horse big. Like this is insane. This is like any one of these by itself would be like a huge PED charge and treatment and course. All of them together is crazy. Like that's what I think drives me the most up a wall is people hear $11,000 a month for steroids and they're like, it can't be that expensive. That's insane. It's more. That's the thing. It's more. That's what's so crazy. It's more than that. That's just for one piece of the stack. All right, so we have an apology video. Yippee! As we do with all bad social influencers, we've got a little bit of an apology time. Bust out the ukuleles, lads and lasses.
Primals.
Oh, I didn't realize he was only in my left ear.
I'm making this video to apologize.
Is it supposed to be only in my left ear? Okay, yeah, it's just the video. The rest is fine.
Because I fucked up. Mm-hmm. Because I'm embarrassed and ashamed.
Yeah.
Because I lied.
Uh-huh. Now, so we're starting off pretty okay.
And I misled a lot of people.
Yeah, I think that chair off gas is a lot of EMF. You might want to get off that thing.
That this is a complicated as fuck topic, at least.
Oh, one sec. Let me get this man to man here. Okay, sick. Balding man, large balding man to large balding man. Let's rock talk.
To me it is, because before social media, I was rich and anonymous. And after social media,
this is my favorite part of the apology, maybe, is actually, I was fucking rich before you goddamn losers. And then I got involved with you goddamn losers, and I got insanely rich, but it wasn't worth it, because all y'all suck so fucking bad.
I'm still rich. But
I'm still rich!
No longer anonymous, and I never expected this kind of exposure in the public eye. It's been tricky as fuck to navigate.
By the way, again, I never expected this much exposure in the eye. In the emails, he highlights that he was explicitly trying to create the exposure. He was explicitly doing it. He had somebody come and live in his guest house to film him more because he wanted to be in the public eye.
Clearly, I did it wrong. And I'm here now to set the record straight.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I've done steroids. And yes, I am on steroids, monitored and managed by a trained hormone clinician.
Yeah, you are, you fucking pharmacy rep. I know you fucking are. I know you fucking are. You can't lie. I know. You got too deep. Yeah, you don't say. Yeah. The thing too is like, this is not nearly enough of an apology, especially because
Liver King, the public figure, was an experiment to spread the message, to
it was a social experiment. Oh, okay, never mind. He's good, boys. Let him go.
bring awareness to the 4,000 people a day who kill themselves, the 80,000 people a day that try to kill themselves. Our people are hurting at record rates with
This is my favorite deflection. I love when they just like pull out people who are committing suicide and are like, this is my shield. You can't get through this. No. I invoked misery. You can't be mad at me. I did it for the people.
depression, autoimmune, anxiety, infertility, low ambition in life.
He did this because of depression. It is unclear how this helps depression.
Our young men are hurting the most.
Also, yeah, infertility? Is that a thing that he claims to cure? Wow.
Feeling lost, weak, and submissive. So I made it my job to model, teach, and preach a simple, elegant solution.
I made it my mission to model, teach, and preach. My brother, you cheated! You cheated the whole time! You killed yourself and cheated! You didn't model shit! You didn't model a goddamn thing! Fuck! I'm a better model than this guy is. I'll just say it. I'm like way healthier, living a happier time. I don't have $310 million, but I guess I don't fucking want it. Like, holy shit, like, you didn't model a goddamn thing. You're a model of what not to do. You're insane.
Called ancestral living, the 9 ancestral tenets, so our people no longer have to suffer, so we can collectively express our highest and most dominant form. This is my fight. This is why I exist.
I was inspiring men to be cooler and better. Yeah, okay, man.
And so yes, it's true. I have tried several peptide combinations in an effort to increase my growth hormone, and
it's so good too, because it's just like, yeah, I did it, bitch.
meaning that my levels still remained below the normal level.
Yeah, so he starts trying to say, essentially that like my growth hormone and my testosterone levels and whatnot were tapering off as I got older, which frankly I believe him, because that's everyone. That's everyone. Welcome to the club. It's called the human species. You're gonna have a great time here. That's everyone. As you get older, your testosterone and other hormone levels tend to decrease. Yeah. So this whole thing of like claiming, oh, my levels were down and I needed to get them back up. No, bro, your levels were probably about where they should have been. And then you jacked them the fuck up for so long that you had more testosterone in your system than a 17-year-old. And you did that for a good couple of months, if not a good couple of years. And then when you took yourself off of them, your body was like, I don't remember how to do this anymore, and just ceased making it entirely. If only there was some way that we could have foreseen this happening, like, reading a book.
So yes, it's also true that I've tried pharmaceutical grade growth hormone, and I finally found success in managing therapeutic levels in the normal range.
And again, like, what normal range, brother? I'm sorry. I saw the fucking stacks you're on. That's bullshit. That is bullshit. Like, you might be able to say there are 2 or 3 things they measure, and according to those 2 or 3 things, I was killing it, but that is bullshit. Like, look at yourself. Look at a fucking mirror. Yeah, normal range for what? A goddamn horse, dude? Like, yeah, right. Get real.
Yes, This is true. I've continued on with 0.6 cc's of testosterone per week, rough.
And so he continues to say, like, yes, I'm still doing it.
When I talk about the 85% of the population that suffers from self-esteem issues, that's me.
I need a bigger hand to do a bigger jack off motion for this. Yeah, man, you're the one who's inflicting it. Local guy in a fucking hot dog costume drives through a wall. I don't know who drove through that wall, but I'm taking a stand against people who drive through walls. Yeah, again, so I feel like that was cool, you know, to bring up when, again here, let me just go back a couple slides. You were never enough. Whoever told you enough was wrong. You're never enough. The minute you think you are, you coast, you rest, you decay, you suck. So that was the apology video. It is one of the worst apology videos I think I've ever seen. Like, purely from the perspective of did he apologize for anything? The answer is he didn't. And Fudgeworth, thank you so much for the resub. Thank you. He did a bad Netflix documentary since then. It's a super fluff piece. It does say some truths about him, but it is like ultra kid glovey shit. Like they really don't go hard enough. And largely he just walked away from social media. He crashed out, took the money and ran. He claims at the end of the documentary that he's going natural and that he's going off the gear, which I think lasted 2 months, 3 months, something like that. He did go off gear, according to him, for 2 or 3 months, and then it made him feel miserable, and he didn't have the weird, awful primal drive. He got rid of the worm from his brain, and I'm not talking about like a parasite worm, I'm talking like a destiny worm, like the thing that like latches onto you and is like, you do what I do, and I'll give you infinite power, but I am gonna kill you. And that's what it, well, yeah, for a long time he said, I never took gear, I never took gear, I never took gear, and then finally admitted, oh, okay, fine, I took a lot of steroids. But yeah, largely he just crashed out, took the money and ran, and honestly, gotta give it up, probably the best move possible. You got caught, you fucked around, all right, man, take the money, get out of there, actually stop doing the gear, and that's the big thing. If you can stop doing the steroids, hey, you might be able to salvage what's left of your mental health. You might be able to have a nice life with your family. So that should be a pretty good idea, as long as it would appear he has done did it. It would appear that regrettably he has done did it. Let's talk about what he done did. Thank you for the resub, Marijack. So bodybuilding influencer Liver King allegedly threatened Joe Rogan. Now he's facing charges. Liver King influencer arrested in Texas after threatening Joe Rogan. We're going to watch a couple of these because I really want you to get a handle on it. We get zoomed in a little.
Permission. Queen wants a steak, so
hold on.
Thank you. Easy. Oh, we're recording? Oh, bro, you should put this. Come on in real quick. You can put this as a video, only with permission. Queen wants a steak, so guess what? We go from 2 steaks for this guy, Axelrod. Okay, I'm going to order this real quick because this isn't actually a video, but feel free to share it if it makes sense, okay? So we're going to have 3 steaks.
How old do you think this man is? I'm actually kind of interested to hear from the audience, not people who've looked it up.
Steaks. Bone-in steaks. He wants to know what's in my pocket. Okay, I'm focused.
Oh, as far as the different pupils thing, he presents that all the time. I think he just has like a little bit of like a heterochromia thing in it. But yeah, we're getting a lot of guesses all over, with the most charitable being like mid 40s, but most of them being in the late 50s, mid 60s range, early 50s, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he's 47. He's 47.
Just again, I'm focused. You get love later. Look. You get love. I know you deserve it right now.
It's one of those things where it's really confusing that you can work out this hard and be like this shredded up, and your physical body is so clearly aged out of it.
3 steaks, bone in, medium. 2 burgers, the biggest ones that you have without buns.
I legit had this guy as a patient. He offered the office 1,000 cash to skip the paperwork. We said no. Allegedly, I cannot back that as a real source, but RushJet, if that's true, that's funny as hell.
It's just burger patties. That's it.
So, okay, here's the thing. This starts with him just kind of rolling around the room and like ordering food, and some of it's for the dogs, but trust me, stay with me on this ride. You're going to like the twists.
Burger patties, the biggest ones. Those are from my boys, Axe and Mace. And then an assortment of your fine meats, delicatessen, whatever. Those are also from my boys, Axe and Mace. I just need little treats to be able to give them throughout the day because they're awesome companions and they're locked up in the city. Look at what they actually want to do. And then look at his face. Yeah. You see his face? Yeah.
So you might be wondering, why is he inside?
Where?
This guy hates being inside. Why is he inside at a hotel in Austin, Texas?
There's something good's gonna happen, right? Yeah. And hopefully you get all of it without your brother. Your brother does, but we all share. We all share.
Also, shout outs to the assistant who stands the fuck up on the other side of the room, clearly uncomfortable, just listening to his boss just go wild as he's just like,
what happens next?
hey, what's up, guys? What's that? Camera lost me.
Yesterday before we left
Camera,
Houston, Liver King Chef lied on Idris, which I hope.
Here.
I forgot one thing on the order. Make sure you get this on the order. What's the other? What I missed?
Camera.
Bone marrow, boom, lock
Camera,
it down,
wake
fist
up.
bump, pound, boom. Oh, Christian King, he's got it. He's a real barbarian. He's my assistant.
There we
Real
go. Okay.
barbarian.
But yeah, just fully stands up like.
I challenge him to do barbarian, to become a barbarian, to know what that's like.
Oh, now you might say, wait, why did he say, why did he say, Joe Rogan, I want to fight your assistant?
Seth Rogan.
Which, by the way, it's Joe Rogan. He's so fucking out of his mind on drugs, and allegedly, he's acting a lot like a guy who's on too many steroids and too many uppers. Allegedly, but he does start calling out Seth Rogen when he definitely means Joe Rogan, but this is insanely funny to me.
To your assistant, I challenge him to do that, and I would love to.
So he hits this point where I believe this video was after he was already arrested and was under house arrest. But he starts trying to challenge, like, he's like, my assistant can do my big barbarian march. Can yours, Seth Rogen? And the answer is probably not.
Pay for his or her way. Okay. Bone marrow goes with all of it. I haven't eaten since yesterday. I've been...
Bone marrow with all of it, fellas.
I can say it. They put me in the jail. They
did put him in the jail.
So, nothing to eat today. I guess we're doing this right now. Nothing to eat. I need to take a shower. Smell great. I just ran outside. Christian, you know I haven't eaten today. And I should do my way into with my new present right here.
Oh, weird. Oh, weird. What's that for? Is that a primal living anklet? Does that help you ground? is that like good for grounding? Is that choice for that? Does that attach you to Mother Earth? Weird. That seems like you can't take that off. Yeah. How do you think the EMF goes crazy on? Oh, the house arrest anklet. Oh my God. Oh, they're using radio waves to seal his power. No, like Samson, but like less cool.
I'm wearing clothes, but I bet I get a decent weigh in.
Shout outs to clothes.
It says 180.6. So if Seth Rogen, if you have any cousins or brothers or uncles,
he really gets stuck on it being Seth Rogen, by the way. I just really want to highlight, thank you so much for the donation. Yeah, my weighted training tracking anklet. It's great. I love it. Why is he on house arrest? Oh.
Are black belts in jiu-jitsu trained?
So this too, after all of his insistence on fighting Joe Rogan constantly, part of it was he claims, and he just claimed there, that they're all trained in jiu-jitsu, and he knows Joe Rogan and his boys fight, but he doesn't have any practice with jiu-jitsu, which is exactly why I highlighted earlier, where he claims he does jiu-jitsu literally every week. So...
pretender.
One sec. We gotta hit this next part. It's so good.
Weighted training tracking anklet.
So he just went on about how Joe Rogan and all of them have jujitsu training, and he's just a little pretender. But
Man, just a man to a fucking man challenge you to a fight, an honorable fight. Nobody's gonna die.
an honorable fight.
No one's gonna die. So I hope that we both get hurt. I hope so. But
Me when I'm trying to make a case for not getting a restraining order. We're not. Look, I hope it hurts us, but like, you know.
no one's gonna die. So I just challenge you like that, man to man. And that's what I weigh, 180 with a bunch of clothes. I probably weigh 176 afterwards, right? But I can weigh more if you'd like, or I can weigh less, whatever you'd like for me to weigh, and whatever date, Seth Rogen, your cousin, or...
Sorry, every time he looks directly at the camera and goes, Seth Rogen, it fucking kills me every time.
Uncle is ready to fight, whatever day that is. Today would be great. I like right now. Right now it's tasty, it's delicious. That's what I'll have for dinner. Can you get me that for dessert?
Definitely, King.
Okay, and then will you ask them whatever the Wi-Fi password is for this place? I don't want you to say it. In fact, we changed it. The first 3 characters are no longer there. Can I just say it to them? Do you know what it is if you eliminate the first 3 characters? I'm sorry, not the first 3, but the first 3 characters before Rogan. It would be... Say, let's just mouth it together real quick. It would be... Yeah.
Yeah, fuck you, Rogan. Yeah, he's doing the most insane backflippy thing to try and cutely, quietly say, fuck Joe Rogan. It's like the most insane setup. This is a guy who, A, has never done comedy. And I can tell you that. He's never done comedy because he clearly doesn't understand what a fucking setup is or what a punchline is. And maybe more importantly, his brain is fucking cooked, bro. I am willing to say that. Allegedly, based on what there are emails that he has admitted to doing, it is my professional analysis that I think this man's brain is fucking cooked. I think it is really, really, really rough. Aren't bodybuilders and fighting experts absolutely not the same thing? Yes, that is a great point. There is a lot of discussion about, does power beat skill or whatever? And the answer is skill. Skill wins every time in a fight. It's if 2 people are like approximately the same skill, then strength is going to be like a huge deciding factor. But I'll just say it. If you've never taken a leg kick, you don't know what it's like. Like, if you've never just taken a fucking leg kick, dude, it's like, it shuts your brain off. It's crazy. And like, the thing too is like so many of these fighters, you'll be like, oh, well, I'll just tackle him and get him on the ground and then overpower him. First of all, fuck you, Will. A good fighter is going to space you out and punch you in the face 17 times before you're even close to them. You're cooked. Like a good boxer, you're dead. Second of all, if you get him on the ground, hey, man, so what's your toolkit? What's your toolkit on the ground? Do you have one? Because if you don't and a professional fighter is on the ground with you, they're just going to crawl all over you like a spider monkey, take your back and fucking choke you out. Like, they're going to make you look like a baby. It's ridiculous. Grappling is such a specialized skill set. And part of why jiu-jitsu and like Brazilian jiu-jitsu and stuff was so dominant in early mixed martial arts competitions is, so when you're striking and you're up and you're boxing, there is always what's referred to as like the punching chance or like the boxer's chance or like something along those lines, which is the concept of, yeah, man, if a big guy throws his fist at you as hard as he fucking can and he gets you, it might put you out. Like, is it going to be a 0.0001% chance of you getting hit by it? Yeah, absolutely. That being said, it could get you. Now, once you're on the ground, what are you gonna do? Like, even if you get on top of a guy and you get advantage, do you know how to leverage that? Do you know how to turn that into a submission? If not, you fucking lose. So that's like a big thing, is it's a lot of either spacing or, yeah, technicality on the ground. Now, don't get me wrong. If 2 guys have technique and one of them outweighs the other by 100 pounds, yeah, man, that's why we have weight classes. But in general, if you are untrained, I'm telling you, man, if you've never, like, I did some Muay Thai in college. If you've never taken like a serious leg kick, it makes your brain shut down. It makes your legs stop working. It's one of those things that, like, at best, you will stand up for a second, go to take another step, and then your leg just doesn't work the way you expect it to. You limp behind, and at best, you're super off balance. And at worst, yeah, you're just on the ground writhing in pain because your entire leg has lit up. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. And that's why it's like such a good thing for self-defense if you learn that, because you can just walk away. Like, I can't follow you. But yeah.
Okay, I think he knows. I'm going to ask again. Okay, so there's actually free Wi-Fi, I'm pretty sure. Or no, I need Wi-Fi here at so when we get the dinner and all that stuff and the dessert, will you please ask him what the password is to the Wi-Fi? Oh shit, do you know it? Do you know it? No. I think you actually know what it is. What is the password to the Wi-Fi here?
You want me to say it?
Say it.
Fuck you, Joe Rogan.
You edit that part out. I didn't say it. Someone else said it. The password is fuck you, Rogan.
I do like, by the way, subtle detail. He's been saying Seth Rogan for the entire video. When he asked his teammate to call it back to him, his teammate did say it correctly and said Joe Rogan. And then he had to have a moment of, oh, I was saying the wrong Rogan. Oh. Oh.
So, no copyright infringements. You never even saw the guy's face because his beard was covering it to begin with. But if you look below that other guy versus that guy.
So yeah, another thing I want to highlight here, so we're going to talk more about the allegations here. If you ever want to say there's something that's like not a good idea to do, it's to illegally threaten someone and say you're going to come to their hometown and beat them up, and then make a line of merch about the theoretical fight that you made up about how you're going to go assault Joe Rogan. Probably don't make a merch line about how you're going to go assault Joe Rogan. That's fucking crazy. That's so crazy. MyCrimes.shirt.
Indelible. Your name doesn't matter. Joe Snurlman. Your name doesn't matter either.
I feel so bad for his assistant. His life must be so exhausting. Let me get back and get another one pulled up here. So I wanted to bring this up because a lot of the more aggressive videos I found quite hard to get a hold of. But NPC did a pretty good compilation. So he was posting shit like this. Again, the reason he was so mad was Joe Rogan talked about the Liver King being an absolute fucking nut job who was clearly on a shitload of steroids and pushing bullshit. Because again, this guy is so far gone that even Joe Rogan is like, this guy's too far gone for me. And apparently word got back to him. Joe Rogan even explicitly said like, oh yeah, he was like in the front row of one of my shows and like really clearly wanted to talk to me and get on the podcast. And I just said, no, not at all. And so that's why he has decided he has been disrespected.
Because Joe Rogan, we don't have to make videos to pretend anymore.
Cool, normal shit to say. We don't have to make videos to pretend anymore.
I've challenged you man to man to a fight. Honorable.
It's gonna be totally cool. I can't believe he literally got scooped up in his I am going to assault Joe Rogan sweatshirt. What a fucking idiot.
This was the moment Brian Johnson, better known online as Liver King, was arrested in Austin, Texas on Tuesday.
You guys supposed to handcuff some people in the back of the car?
After authorities say he made threats on Instagram against popular podcaster Joe Rogan.
He did. Okay, yeah, this one's awesome. This one's so good. This is the most normal thing this man has ever done. Are you ready to get up to some normal behavior? Also, yeah, here you go. This is when I talked about palumbism. Here's how much worse his palumbism has gotten, in my opinion.
Joe Rogan, I'm calling you out.
Police say detectives reviewed a series of social media posts made by Johnson, who has nearly 3 million followers.
My name's Liver King. Man to man. I'm picking a fight with you.
Adding,
I'm picking a fight with you. I'm gonna beat you up, Joe Rogan. I'm gonna tussle your hair a little bit and then give you a little kiss on the back of the head while you choke me out.
they observed that Johnson was traveling to Austin while continuing to make threatening statements.
Just pulling up. Guess what? You're dead.
Yeah, it turns out you're not allowed to pull up to someone's hometown after making threats that you're gonna beat them up and then post a video that says, "You're dead, bitch." You can't do that. You can't fucking do that, man. That's like off the table. You cannot do that.
You're dead.
Austin is where Joe Rogan lives. NBC News did not immediately hear back from representatives of Brian Johnson or Joe Rogan.
It is so funny seeing his wife and just thinking like, wow, what a perfectly normal little dentist that lady is. And yeah, so they go through it, talk about a little bit about what we've already said
Steroids,
of
but then reversed course.
how he got caught and then claimed to reverse course and then immediately unreversed course.
Information.
Liver King is having liver. Surprise, surprise.
In a recent Netflix documentary that catalogs Johnson's rise,
That kind of
Yeah, and they made a really Baby Gloves documentary. But yeah, Juice Springsteen. Damn, that's good. And then I had this one, which I think is incredible.
Son, thank you, God, for writing.
Yeah, Frozen Pyro, can you link me
Santa
that?
Cruz.
That was one of them I was
My
trying to
boys like
find.
follow you. They say that you're doing some good and true in the world. Not like the first name rhymes with blow, last name rhymes with slogan.
So the big thing here is he did always have that little bit of like his pupils presenting a little unevenly. It seems really wild in this video. And I don't know if that's just because like one of his eyes is getting hit by sun in the car and the other one isn't, but like this does look like an unnatural level of dilation in the right eye. I have a feeling it's very bright in the car based on everything else, and his left eye looks Gucci, but his right eye is like crazy dilated, man.
Can't say it, copyright infringement.
Like, I don't want to say anything directly because it's all allegedly. I don't have his blood tests or whatever. That being said, if he walked up to me and he just got out of this bright ass sunlight and his eye on one side was like super dilated.
Put you in jail business.
But yeah, that might just be
my boy said.
it might just be an eye condition. So the reason he's so crazy on the copyright thing is because he made that merch line of "I'm gonna go beat up Joe Rogan" and use Joe Rogan's like logo from his podcast, which you can't do it. He's in his boxers. You can see the beepus against the fabric. Okay, good to know.
Inviting me to, but my boys think you're fucking cool. Like they'd say your name at dinner all the time.
So this is where it really starts coming in of what this is really about, which is his sons really like Joe Rogan because he's a bad influence on his kids. So they've gotten really into Joe Rogan at a young age, as the kids of this guy probably would. And Joe Rogan made fun of him a whole bunch. And I have a feeling that combined with everything else crashing down was just a little too much for his mental fort.
And then we laugh and it's like, oh, you know, there's a feeling to Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz is feeling pretty fucking awesome. I want to come to that party.
Yeah, that's the whole thing, is like the eye thing isn't the reason I think he's on drugs, but it like does not help.
And then I heard I got an invitation. My wife, my queen, just tells me right now, Striker Rad said this about Santa Cruz, Liver King, this thing. If you've given me an invitation, the answer is yes, 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 multiplied. I'm making a lot of videos this week, and then I'm not going to make videos again for a long time. Would you please come to Liver King Ranch or Liver King Lake House immediately? But it has to be within the next 7 days.
This is the other thing that's wild. It's like, hey, can you come to my house and fight me? But it has to be soon. It has to be soon. I might not be allowed to be near you soon.
So tomorrow, if that works, we should probably do that one. If tomorrow doesn't work, the day after or the day after, but it's got to be within the 12-day time block.
And now it's a 12-day time block. This is kind of what I mean, though, is this kind of totally detached from the last paragraph they just said, like sentences, to me reeks of drugs.
Lock that down. Fist bump pound. Booyah.
Either that or just full on panic mode in the brain. But yeah, no good there. No good. All right, let me grab here. Was it this one we hadn't seen? Yeah. So this was something he posted that was like definitely normal and definitely a normal thing to post.
So it turns out we might be leaving Austin sooner than...
But yeah, this is why I think it's just like a thing. I think it might just be like some kind of injury or genetic condition with the eye stuff. That being said, there's a lot of other evidence for drugs.
What we were hoping. Is it sooner than what you were hoping? How about you, Ash? Sooner? We might be leaving sooner. We got here on Monday. We were hoping to stay 12 days to be welcome.
I could have sworn that this guy died 2 years ago. No, he got caught using steroids 2 years ago and then vanished.
I love this state. What a great state Texas is, man. Different from other states. The people, the laws, privileges,
the laws,
the rights, man.
Normal behavior, lying down in the middle of Texas and saying, God, I love all the fucking rights you have around here.
Yeah, it feels good. It feels good to be here.
Feels good.
That's the feeling. Yeah. And look how relaxed my boys are. They like being here. Do you like being here, Mace? So we might be leaving.
Those dogs are the last line of defense between this man and losing what little edge he has.
The goal was to come on Monday.
Those dogs are braver than the troops.
To pick a fight. A loving one. Again, bookend it with love. Start with love, finish with love.
I want to fight you, but like in a loving way. It's a love thing. Okay, man.
Up in the middle. Yeah. And then I was hoping that the jail thing and all that stuff would be the beautiful gifts that they were. They've been really good. And so now there's other deeper threats that are happening. And then deeper threats that, you know, who should capitulate to that one? Like, it doesn't feel right. United we should be, a family here in Texas, us Texans, that's what we do.
Uh-huh.
You know, Texans might be able to like...
Yeah, this is where I'm like more concerned about, I have not seen his wife anywhere in any... I've watched a good number of his videos over the last couple weeks. Have not seen wife. Have not seen wife. I'm wondering if he has really done a bad thing with, you know, more, not like a violence thing, but just like, you know, he said he was going to go do this thing and she was like, hey man, don't. And then he just did anyway. Cause I can't imagine a dentist approving this, you know? This just feels like something a dentist would not be like, yeah, okay, go get him, honey. Like, and thank you for gifting subs out, Nixoner. Congratulations to the dreaded Candiru, Lem Gambino, Bins of Beans, Cactus Fantastico, and Heavy Job, also known in Japanese as Daijobu. His wife was in the pre-arrest video. She's definitely gone after that. Okay, wow, God bless her.
Like, raise their voice. If you're invited to, don't have to. You could do that, but they want me to... I'll probably end up leaving today. On the way out at 7 p.m. Central Time, I'm going to be at the Capitol with my family. My family. These are my dogs, part of my family. And my boys, they went back home because they want to be on the lake. It's summertime for them. It's like...
yeah, my family left me. It's summertime.
Boys, you should go. Get out.
Summertime. Summertime.
This is not your fight. This is my fight. Does anybody know what it's like to be bullied?
Again, he's claiming it's like Joe Rogan was bullying him by calling him out about lying to his fans and lying to men all over the world about what is a good way to live and how it will have positive impacts on your life. Man, and yeah, it's not your fight either, actually, bro. You just shouldn't fight Joe Rogan.
Really bullied?
Also, you are never enough. Never forget, you're never enough. And if anyone tells you you are, they're fucking holding you back.
So much so that you don't think that the world would be a great place with you in it.
Yeah, this legitimately mostly reminds me of one of my friends, one of my really close friends. His dad would occasionally hang out with us in college while we drank. It turned out to be as weird as you would expect that to have been. But it reminds me a lot of his dad being very drunk and just kind of fucking rambling.
That's not happening to me now. But
not a good place to be. So I believe that might have been the last one we had up. Yeah, because this was the Seth Rogen video. This is the weird car ride. Yeah, so this is what happened recently. He has been detained for very clearly making threats. To say the least, I think you are not allowed to say, hey man, I'm here at your hometown. Where are you? You're dead, bitch. You can't say it. You can't say that. Including, I just want to highlight real quick, Joe Rogan, I'm calling you out. My name's Liver King Johnson said, man to man, I'm picking a fight with you. I have no training in jiu-jitsu. You're a black belt. You should dismantle me, but I'm picking a fight with you. I'll come to you whenever you're ready. And then he did admit to, that just was funny to me. Yeah. And yeah, just a final little closing note from your boy Ty. Now that you know who the Liver King is and you know all about him and you know what's happened to him and why he's in the news again, hey, working out and feeling good, it owns. I strongly recommend it. I think it kicks ass. But keep good, reasonable, healthy goals in mind. If your goals ever switch to just like, I want to be bigger for the sake of being bigger, or like, I just need number to go up, think about it real quick. Remember why you do it. You know, it's one of those things of like the classic old cliche answer for a lot of like older people of why did you like start working out and get into shape was, I realized I want to have more time to spend with my kids. But like unironically, it's pretty good. it's like pretty fucking good, you know? Like it's a good motivator. It's something that you genuinely do care about, and it's a good model to work towards, right? Because if you're like trying to just stay alive and stay healthy and be able to like happily enjoy with other members of your family, society, community, whatever, that's great. That is actually a really, really good reason to work out. So just make sure you're keeping those healthy goals in mind, and like, dude, don't fucking use trend. Do not use trend. I just really want to highlight this. Extreme bodybuilders over the last decade or so have been dying more and more frequently at younger and younger ages every single year. Please do not use trend. Please don't use steroids in general, but especially do not use trend. Like with trenbolone, it is not a question of if it is going to kill you. It's a matter of how fast and how many people will it hurt on the way out. Just don't do it. It's just not worth it. If you have anyone who's trying to get you to use trend, say no. If you can, try and convince them to maybe reconsider. It's permanent damage, and it does not look good to people around you. That's the other thing. It also just does not look great. And at some point you have to ask if chests and abs and organs that are so abnormally are large that you have to have a CPAP machine despite it being like 7% body fat, if that was worth it. And I am here to say I don't think it is. I simply do not think it is. I think it is better to actually try to go natty. If you want some supplements that work, I recommend hydrating. If you're doing steady state cardio or big lifting for like more than an hour, a little bit of electrolytes can help a lot. Protein supplementation, just to make sure you're actually able to hit your protein goals consistently. That's been shown to have really good results. Creatine is, again, has really, really good results. A lot of research. The other thing about creatine is it's wicked fucking cheap. It's super easy to make. And that's the reason you'll see so many brands now that are trying to make like, we have super creatine 2 for men. And like, it's just creatine, bro. I think my favorite was it Bang energy drink, where the CEO had like put like, we have super creatine on the packaging, and then they looked into it and they're like, there isn't any creatine in this. But yeah, just don't fuck with supplements are okay, but you just don't fuck with PEDs. Just do not. It's not worth it. The trade-off isn't worth it. just chill, bro. And that's it. That's my presentation for the day. Hey everybody, thanks for hanging out. I'm Ty Tuesday. I do a lot of content every week. Tomorrow I'll be here to play Sheeran the Wanderer for way too much time. If you haven't caught Sheeran yet, by the way, that game fucking owns. It's so funny. It's like one of the original mystery dungeon games where you play a funny little wanderer. It's very like early roguelite. But to give you an idea of how out of hand things get, at one point I was running through a dungeon where I encountered multiple skeleton wizards, which was already a problem. But then another ghost came in from somewhere else, possessed one of them, and turned him into a ridiculously powerful skeleton wizard. And I was like, this is fine. I can deal with this probably. And then that skeleton wizard turned me into a skeleton wizard. And then it was a real problem because I couldn't use items anymore. Then he teleported me into the middle of getting killed. It was awesome. Fought a big rice ball monster. That motherfucker turned me into a rice ball. I got away with it. It's like such a cool game. I love Sheeran the Wanderer. I'm really excited to play more of it. It's been immensely funny so far. I'm hoping the rest of it will continue to be the same way. But yeah, thank you so much. If you aren't already following, please do. I'd love to know if people enjoy this type of content because while I don't have somebody I want to shit talk every week of my life, boy howdy did I want a chance to shit talk the Liver King. So thank you so much for joining me. If you aren't already following, please do. And let me find somebody from the old squatteroo that is live. Oh shit, Loon is live. Soon. Loon is playing a little bit of Final Fantasy V. If you haven't caught Final Fantasy Fiesta before, it is a playthrough of Final Fantasy V where you get told, normally that game has like a million different jobs you can choose from. In the job Fiesta, you get locked into just a couple. It forces you to come up with some really crazy solutions to some of the boss fights in that. It's a really good time. Loon has done hundreds of runs. If you have any questions about Final Fantasy V, you don't have a better person alive to ask. So I'm gonna raid y'all over there. Thank you all so much for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. Catch you tomorrow for Sheeran. Bye. That raid timer takes a minute, huh? How about that?